guys again. We've got a lot of things going on the channel right now. I've been able to focus a little bit more on it. I was able to go climbing for the first time in quite a while the other day, which was fantastic, and I will talk to you more about that in the future. I actually want to do a video about the reasons why I haven't been climbing, why I haven't been haven't been able to do as much as I would have liked to do. A lot of issues that's been bogging me down, but that's kind of cleaned up now. I wanted to do this live video mainly to do the giveaway for the Mainland shoe deodorizer. It is a fantastic shoe deodorizer. Did a review on it 2 months ago, which I thought was pretty fun. Hopefully you watched that. We have a lot of people that have entered that giveaway. Today's the day where we end that giveaway and actually give it out. Now, I have said that I am going to open that up to anyone that comments anywhere in the world. You just need to say the word Mainland in your comments and where you're from. And you're going to be entered into that drawing. And of course, until I do that drawing live here on this feed, it's going to be open. So if you're watching this and you haven't entered that, go to my video where I talk about the Mainland shoe deodorizer, and you can still enter that by commenting Mainland and then where you're from. The where you're from is just for me to know whether I'm going to lose my shirt on shipping or not, because it is crazy expensive to ship outside of the United States for me. But I know that there's a lot of you that are outside of the United States, and I want you to be a part of this as well, so I'm willing to do that. One of the things that's going on in my life and that you're going to be seeing here really soon on the channel is the opportunity that I've had to build a climbing wall for a client, and it was the simple, what I call the simple suspended climbing wall. It is a super easy adjustable climbing wall. It has a hoist. It's an electrical winch on the back that moves the wall up and down. So you adjust it with the push of a button, and it goes up or down, and then you secure that wall with 2 straps on the sides, and it makes it really nice and solid so you can climb on it. I love the design. I wish that I had a space for it at my own house so I could have this same wall, but I don't. But I have built that. I would love to build some more. I'm looking at some ways to make that accessible, where I can ship it out on a 4x8 pallet, and then you guys could build it together as a kit. Let me know if that'd be something that you'd be interested in down in the comments. Also, I'll be monitoring the comments, so I'm going live on my phone right now, and I have my computer right next to me right here, and I'll be able to see those comments. There may be a little bit of a lag, but I'll be able to see those. So some really exciting things are going to be happening, and I hope that you all look forward to seeing those build plans. Some other things, I've been contacted a lot about climbing holds. Now, climbing holds in the past have been something that I love to create, but I have decided quite a while ago that that's not going to be something that I do for an income. And right now my time has to be really focused on income generating activities, so I haven't been able to work on climbing holds as much. So I know that there's a lot of you that are looking forward to those climbing hold videos, but I just haven't been able to do it. I need to be able to generate that income for the family. I just relocated my entire family for a job opportunity which went sour, and I lost that job opportunity. And so now everything that's coming in as far as income so I can support my family is all of these little side projects and these small projects that I was doing to supplement the income. That's now my main income. So that's increasing, and the focus is going on there as well. Also, let me know if you guys want to see where those income streams are coming from. I'd be willing to share that and talk with you on that as well. So again, welcome to those that are joining in here. Go ahead and comment down below if you have any questions for me on what's happening. Also, I would love to see if you guys want me to build climbing wall kits that might be accessible for you, and even if it's just small components that are there that will help you build your own climbing wall. So we'll go ahead, and I want to talk about Mainland a little bit. Mainland is a shoe deodorizer. It is designed specifically for climbing shoes in mind, but it will work with any shoe. I was super impressed with this product. It's based on essential oils and it works pretty good, I think. The smell is fantastic. And I have a bottle saved that I'm going to be mailing out to one of you. Somebody that has commented on that video will receive this bottle that I have not used. I'll throw that in there. I'm hoping that the shipping isn't going to cost me a ton of money on this, because it is coming out of my pocket, which is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine that it's coming out of my pocket, but I would just want to share this with you guys. I was given 2 bottles, and I thought it would be an awesome opportunity to share that with at least one of you. So we're gonna do that. Let me know if there's anything that you guys want to know. While we're talking here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up on my screen here this video. The title of the video is "Should you wear socks with climbing shoes?" That was a topic that I think is really appropriate for a shoe deodorizer, because with a shoe deodorizer, especially if you're one that doesn't wear socks with their shoes, your shoes are going to be more prone to smelling. In fact, I think that that's really the only reason why you would wear socks with your climbing shoes, is to help them so they don't stink so much. All right, so we got a question here. Let me come back here. Henry wants to know, why are volumes so expensive? I've been getting into building them, but I still don't understand. So, Henry, and that's okay if it's a little off topic. I think it's actually right on topic for the Climber Dad channel and the community here. Climbing wall volumes, in my experience, you want to have them perfect. So the joints, how the joints come together, you want to have those absolutely perfect. You mentioned that you've been getting into building them. Think about how much time that you've been putting into each volume, and charge yourself. So say the materials that I'm putting into this volume has cost me $50, which isn't a lot of money for a volume, but then it took me 3 hours to build that volume. So you're into it 3 hours. If you pay yourself $20 an hour, that's $60. So now you're into it $110. But as a business, you can't just stop there. As a business, you got to be able to protect yourself and your business. So there needs to also be a markup on top of that for insurance reasons and for future setbacks that may not be there. You're also got to look at shipping costs. So shipping costs can be very expensive. That's the number one reason why I haven't been building volumes and selling them, is because I don't want to deal with the shipping costs that are incurred there. And I have looked up, there's some guys selling volumes on Etsy, which seems to be pretty reasonable price on there. I thought about doing that myself, and then I saw that these other guys were doing it, and I'm like, I'm not going to sell mine even close to their price to be able to make it worth it for me. So that's one of the reasons why volumes cost so much money, is because you have your materials, your man hours, and then also the business costs and insurance. that go behind that. So check that out. I hope that helps you understand that there's a lot that goes into the business just besides the materials. When I started learning how to build climbing holds, my mentor told me that you need to, and my mentor, he was a 3D artist from Hollywood. He moved out to my hometown. I have no idea why he moved out to my hometown, out in the middle of nowhere, but he was there, and he continued to practice his 3D art. So he made a lot of props. He made a lot of things for restaurants and stuff in the area. But he was able to take me under his wing and teach me some things. And he said, always double your material costs on your projects, and that's where you're going to start thinking about your final costs. So if you spend $50 in materials, minimum you need to sell it for $100, and that $100 is where you need to start thinking about it. So if there's any other costs or you want to have a markup on there, you go from there. And I think that's really good advice. So keep that in mind. Don't sell yourself short if you get on there on Etsy and start selling them, and good luck with that. Senor Blondie, thank you for coming in and commenting as well. Yeah, thanks. So, we'll just wait a second here. I'm glad that you like that rule. I've been really blessed with a few mentors in my life where they've been able to teach me a lot of things, and I've been able to, it's not necessarily mentors in the climbing community. YouTube wasn't there when I started getting into climbing and building climbing walls. I built my first climbing wall in 1995. The internet was around, but it definitely wasn't what it is now, and so there was a lot of trial and error, and the mentors that I was able to find weren't doing climbing related stuff, but it applied really well. The mentor that I was just talking about earlier, he had a supplier in Salt Lake City, Utah, where he got all of his stuff, and he said, you should just go in there and see if you can get some scrap foam, because they have this really nice balsa foam that they have scraps of that would be perfect sizes for what you're trying to do. And so I went in there, and for the first probably 3 years of me creating climbing holds, I got free foam, and it's probably the best foam that I've ever shaped with was that foam. So really, really good. Look out in your local communities for those mentors as well. And then the mentors that we can build and have here on YouTube, I think, is really incredible as well. Just watching some of you guys, I've seen some of you come on to the channel and start to learn how to do these things, and then you just explode and take off like a rocket, and it's just incredible what I've seen some of you do. It's awesome to see that, and I would say better than what I've been able to do in such a short time. It's wonderful. So, do any of you have any other questions that are on right now that you want to talk about? You can ask me anything, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. Okay, and the main reason for this live is to do the giveaway for Mainland. Mainland is a shoe deodorizer. They reached out to me to do a review. I was really happy to do that. It's right down in this alley. And the review was the video with should you wear socks with climbing shoes. I think that's a really good question, and it brought up a lot of good comments on that video. It was great to see where you guys stand on that topic. It's really good. So we're going to go ahead and pick a winner for that. Now, if you don't win, know that you can still get this stuff If you go to their website, and the discount code that they gave for you guys is ClimberDad15. So if you want to get this stuff, ClimberDad15, it's going to give you a 15% discount. The very first time that you visit the website, there will be a screen that pops up that gives you a 10% discount, but ClimberDad15 gives you a 15% discount. I'm grateful for that, and I hope that some of you guys are able to take advantage of that, because this stuff is really good. So let's see, we got some other comments. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Henry. Henry just said, you've been an amazing mentor for myself and your videos for my Bible and building my wall. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I was able to help. That's one of the biggest reasons why I do this channel, is I want to help you guys out. And it is really awesome to see how fast you can learn a new technique or things with the technology that we have today versus when I was a kid trying to learn it through some obscure, web page or a book. I think that there was a book or two out at the time that I tried to get my hands on. I remember one of my first climbing holds, I modeled with Play-Doh, and then I made a mold of that, which worked, but not the best. Senior Blondie asks, have you ever considered building another gym? Yes, I have considered building another gym. I've looked into buildings recently. However, there's the market, maybe not necessarily the market. It's a really turbulent time where I'm at as far as finances, and when things really hit the fan, people have to pull back, and I think that climbing gym might not be the best way to go. When I very first started into climbing, my vision, and when I started my climbing hold company back in the late 90s, early 2000s, my vision was home climbing walls. My vision was not climbing gyms, it was home climbing walls where we would get groups, communities together, and you would just kind of rotate between each other's home climbing walls. And that definitely was never a reality until COVID happened in 2020, and everybody started building their own climbing walls at home. And I think that might be what we see coming into the future, is home climbing walls becoming more of a thing. And I would like to help focus my efforts on that, I think, more than opening a climbing gym. I'm still paying off the debt from the first climbing gym that I opened up and had to shut down. So yeah, maybe after I recover from that, we'll possibly open another climbing gym. I did love it. What hold brand was your company? It was called Vertical Stone, and it didn't go anywhere really. I spent 3 to 4 years kind of honing my skills, and then I started the company, and then I left. So I went on a mission for my church, and I just kind of put that on hold, and I thought that I would pick it up when I came back, but I never really did. I sold probably just a couple hundred, maybe $500 worth of holds, which at the time holds were a lot less expensive than they are now. But that's what it was, and I imagine it's not, it'd be really hard to find any of those holds today. But yeah, that was my hold company, Vertical Stone. I had the website, verticalstone.com, which wish that I still had that, but when I registered it with a local company who sneakily registered it for themselves and then rented it to me. And I didn't realize that until we stopped getting our internet from them, and they're like, okay, well, since you're not doing that anymore, we're gonna take our website. And so they have that now. Sneaky little buggers. Whoops. I lost my light. Sorry. Okay, have I ever considered partnering with my church to develop a bouldering gym co-op youth group type hangout you can manage? I have thought about that with maybe not the church that I go to, because I don't think that they would actually do something like that. Like, I don't think that they would build a gym, because it's just the way that it's structured. But living in the South, there's a couple of churches that I have thought about reaching out to and renting a space from them to build a gym, and then have a youth group. A part of that deal, have a youth group from that church be able to partake and use the gym for free. Yeah, so that is a really cool thought. And something that you guys could use too. I think that there's a good possibility to partner with churches and be able to do that, especially these churches that have big rec centers already, or maybe churches that want to have a big rec center. You could have that partnership. Yeah, it could be really good. So thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate that. We got some good comments coming in. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see. Boy Scouts. Yes. Oh, you know what? Let me talk about that real quick. The Boy Scouts. So the area that I just moved to, it's in North Carolina. They have a really good, strong Boy Scout presence there. And it just so happens that there's a Boy Scout camp pretty close to my house. They have a climbing wall and a rappel tower, and I met the guy that built it. He goes to the church that I'm going to, and he built their climbing wall for them, so I have that connection there. And that is a good connection. So yeah, let's get into this this giveaway. Let's see if I'm gonna lose my shirt here on shipping. Wherever it goes, it's gonna go. So this is the title of it's Should You Wear Socks with Climbing Shoes? So if you have commented on that video with the word Mainland and your location, you are entered in to be the winner of this. Now this spray, it costs $19 right now, plus shipping. So this is going to be a bottle unused, and I'm covering shipping. So let's see who the winner is. This is, I'm using an app called TubeBuddy to pick the winner. So here we go. All right. Old school here. I'm gonna just turn the screen. Here, this is it. Can you guys see that? There's the winner. All right. So it's going to Mexico. I don't think that's as bad as if it was going really far away. So I don't know how to say that name. Zamazqui. You are the winner of this shoe deodorizer. I will go ahead, contact me, and I'll ship it out to you. So my email is going to be theclimberdad@gmail.com. You're the winner. Let's get this out to you. And I would love to see a comment from you about that, how it's working from you. You send me a picture. I'd love to see that. So I'll get that sent to you. I'm away right now, so I'll get that sent out in about a week. But y'all, you got to give me your address. So you're the winner. Congratulations. And if you guys really wanted to try this stuff, again, it's go to Mainland. Let me pull up the website again here. It's mainlandoutdoors.com, and use the discount code ClimberDad15. You get a 15% discount. It is nice stuff. I've used a lot of shoe deodorizers, or I've seen a lot of shoe deodorizers used, and I would say that this is probably my favorite stuff right here. So it's great. Now, do you guys have any other questions? If you got any other questions, I'll give a few minutes and let you answer or ask. Oh my goodness, and get my words right here. Ask away, and I'll try to get those answered. While we're waiting if there's any questions that you have, I'll talk a little bit about what I'm doing right now, what I'm hoping to do. I'm really hoping to make climbing wall components and kits in the future. I just finished a climbing wall right now. It was delivered a week ago. I'm going through and editing the videos, so you guys are going to be able to see those in the next couple of weeks come up. And this opportunity to build climbing walls, I absolutely love building climbing walls, and I've been all across the country building climbing walls already with a company called Rockworks. But now I'd really love to do it on a much smaller scale for home climbing walls and getting to know some of you guys. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. All right, so Henry, do you feel like there is room for new businesses to break into volumes and holds? Where have you seen others hit snags? So, snags. In my experience, the snags are always going to be in material costs. I think that that's something that's overlooked as you're getting into it, but if you can get the material costs figured out and make sure that you are going to be able to make money, then it all comes down to marketing. Can you set yourself above or give yourself a niche, something different that sets you apart? Yes, there's room. Volumes, yes, there is room. There is room for new businesses. It all comes down to marketing and making sure that you're going to be able to pay the bills at the end of the day. And by paying the bills, I mean covering your costs of doing business. So think of that. There's definitely room for new companies coming in. Actually, I'm thinking of one right now. It's JZN Holds. I haven't had my hands on those holds, but they're quite a unique hold in the fact that they are 3D printed parts, including a shell to cover the back, so you're not using as much material, especially the silicone. Silicone is pretty expensive for climbing holds, especially when you're starting to get into these really big holds. So that's a unique company, and he's got kind of a cool thing going there. And yeah, of course, there's room. There is room. All right, Senor said tons of summer camps in NC, maybe sell them volumes. I'm sure they all have climbing walls. Sell them on making old walls cooler. Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. Maybe I need to reach out to some of these camps and see if I can help refresh their walls. Maybe not even with volumes. Maybe they need some repairs. Maybe they need some additions. So that's a good idea. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I think we're gonna go ahead and end this unless you have some other questions. Here we go. We got some more questions coming in right now. So, Henry, you're in North Dakota, and shipping would be hard. Yeah. Yes, it would. Freshie, any recommendations for future small town gym owners? Yeah. I'm in beginning stages of planning and would love to pick your brain. I've enjoyed watching your videos these last years and has pushed me. Thank you very much for that. I'm glad that it's pushed you. I've got tons of ideas for you, and yeah, we could reach out and maybe connect and talk about some of those ideas. The first thing that comes to my mind is check out a video that I did on the world's smallest climbing gym, or the smallest climbing gym that I've ever been to. Some really awesome ideas that those guys pioneered. I don't think I've seen anybody else do that. Their idea. They have 0 employees, so that makes it a little bit easier for them to accomplish that. There's a lot that goes into building a climbing, not just building a climbing gym, but operating a climbing gym. It's not just getting it built. There's a lot of operating costs. So if you can keep those low, it's going to be a lot better. All right. Senior says might even rep some holds to summer camps. That's an interesting idea. Thank you for that as well. Yeah, I was doing this to try to give back to you guys, and you're giving me more than I'm giving you. This is, thank you. I appreciate that. This is 2020. The end of 2022 has been a major challenge. There's been a lot of things that came up in my life that has just really rocked my world, and I'm getting back on my feet now, and thank you very much for sticking with me and giving me these ideas. I'm very grateful for that. Hopefully I'm giving back to the community as well. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here and being a part of the Climber Dad community. That means a lot to me. And I hope to continue to help you guys out. Let me know some of the things that you need. Freshie, send me an email, theclimberdad@gmail.com. We'll hook up and give you guys some good opportunities, give you some good ideas, and maybe some positive directions to go with your gym. And I'd also like to know how far down the road you are in that as well. So anyways, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you next time right here on Climber Dad.